Hey y'all, it's Lena with What's Poppin' USA, Small Business Home Shopping Network. And today on Glass Table Talks, please help me welcome Ms. Antionette Logan of the AIM Agency. And this young lady wrote a book called It Starts With I, which I'm guessing means it's all about me. It starts with me. Moi, I gotta make it happen. Nobody else. It's all about me. So y'all, I am so excited to speak to her. She is the Chief Operations Manager over at the AIM Agency and brand consultant. So she knows like so much about branding and getting your business out there and generating leads and sales. Y'all, let's perk our ears up and let's go ask Ms. Logan some of her expertise. Please welcome her to the show. Y'all, welcome to the show. Say hi to Miss Antionette Logan. Let's just ask her some questions, y'all. So we were talking about pulling no punches. Let's talk about pulling no punches in business and how Black-owned businesses expect us to support just because they are quote unquote Black-owned. Why do you think the mentality is, Antionette, with some of these small businesses that, you know, they want that support? They so gung-ho about this, but then once you actually do business with them, always running late, always got an excuse, turnaround time in there. Why do we shoot ourselves in the foot like that?
I don't know why we do it. Actually, I can't even answer that question because
I mean, do you see that? Do
I
you
do.
see that trend?
I do. There's been many businesses that I purposely went to support because of what people were saying, you know, what their friends and stuff were saying about their business. And when I went, a lot of times, honestly, like I don't even go as me in business because I've experienced people treating me a certain way that they didn't treat somebody else.
Everybody else.
And it's not because I'm better than nobody, nothing like that. It'd be because of a certain benefit that they trying to get from me specifically. And I freely give away a lot of stuff, you know.
Right.
So when I do stuff, I don't even really be doing it in my own name. I use a different email address, you know what I mean? Not like my company email address.
Right.
And I'd be more than happy to go along with your program, your process, however you doing your thing.
Right.
And they do not be the people that people said on those
On the
reviews
up and up, right?
and on the Facebook post. And it'd be like, I get it, they doing that for their friend, but are we really doing the quote unquote the culture a favor doing that? You know, everybody wants you to
Let
say,
me write you this review, and you know it's some bullcaca.
Yep.
So I want to ask you about your book. It starts with I, because when we talk about, you know, business etiquette, I always say, or even your business performance, right? I always say, ratchet is as ratchet does. If you are ratchet and, you know, you have bad, you know, interpersonal communication skills, you know what I mean? You don't dress appropriately, you don't speak appropriately, you have bad typing, grammar, misspells, everything. If you are bad in your personal life and you don't have that together, it is going to seep right on into your business life, right? It's like your business personality takes on your personal personality. So if you're really highfalutin and girly, then your business is probably going to be something along those lines, right? Your personality transfers over. So, you know, there are best practices. There are things that you need to do as a person to get yourself whole to be able to be a good business owner. So all of it starts with I,
Yourself.
me, you,
Right. Facts.
right?
Facts. So even for the person who doesn't have all those things together, like what you're mentioning, whether
Mhm.
it's the grammar or quote unquote appearance, some of those things I agree with, but I do feel that we need to redefine what the word professional actually means.
Well, okay, so let me take back. So when I say appearance, I don't mean like you got to be made up in lipstick and everything like me. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about like, you have some folks like you said you just came from Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
There's way too much adipose tissue and spandex slapping together here in Atlanta. You can't always dress. You can't wear a crop top to a baby christening. I mean, you can, but it's not appropriate. That's what I'm
I,
talking about by the way you dress.
I
Right.
feel you there.
Okay,
I
that's
feel
what
you.
I'm talking about.
And
That's what I mean.
see, what I feel in that area is that you have to bring your authentic self, which is why when we say it starts with I, you
Mhm.
actually have to do the work to really get to know who you really are at your core. And then you bring your authenticity to your business if your business depends on who you are as a person to thrive, because some businesses don't depend on your person. If
Right.
it's not a personal brand, then it doesn't have to depend. You could wear Daisy Dukes and crop tops all day
All
and
day.
never even physically touch the business, and it's moving. So we do have to differentiate what type of business we're talking about. But before you even get to the business that you have and that you create and the business plan and the type of product or service that you sell, we do need to get to the core of who we are inside, who you really are, because that is gonna help move that boat.
So what would you say is the first step in taking that introspective look?
Really learning like the details of you. What makes you go? What makes you tick? What motivates you? What makes your heart smile? Where do you see yourself being in the 5, 10, 15, 20 year process? And when
Mm.
you think about that, actually visualizing, how did I get there though?
So you're
Like,
setting okay, so what I hear you saying is you're setting goals,
yes,
you're setting
absolutely.
goals, and when you say, "How did I get there?" So I've done this. You visualize where you're at, and then you work backwards.
Backwards.
What steps did I have to take to get to that thing I just envisioned,
Yes.
right? So take us into your book.
It starts with I. The first one that you're talking about is the affirmations book. It's focused on the main areas of life that I had to stay focused on to change things for myself, which was self-love, mindset, business, wealth, money, and growth. So the affirmations that I actually use in my own life, those are the affirmations that is in that book. It's kind of funny when I think about how I even got to that. My significant other, I ended up catching him with a woman, not like in the bed or anything, but it was just a situation.
Right.
And I was so mad about that moment. So the next day, I'm supposed to get up and do consultations and do work, and I'm so irritated and bothered. My energy ain't right. I can't work.
Right.
So I was just like, you know what? I gotta write my affirmations down. Cause saying them just, every day you say your affirmations. So it's like, if that's what I do every day, I gotta do something that I don't do every day to move me out of this scenario, because this ain't an everyday thing. So I got into bed and I was writing them down. And when I got to the 11th affirmation, I just heard a voice that tell me this is a book. So I got up, went to the desk, and literally made a layout of the book. And 3 days later, it was published and for sale. A couple of weeks after that, I was on the plane headed to the other end of the world to start my book tour. And it's my significant other at the time. He just passed last week. So we're actually like preparing for that. But he inspired a whole train of things, because the next book that's coming really soon is It Starts With Intentions, how to live an intentional life. Because when I tell you the start of this whole It Starts With move of like the book itself, right after that, the whole reason that I did that tour, when I would talk to my friends and stuff, I was like, I'm calling it the Chasing Trees to journey tour, whatever you want to put. And it wasn't like a promotional word. This is just amongst me and my personal team, because I was chasing good weed because I'm a cannabis advocate. I was chasing nice and beautiful trees because I love trees. Just the beauty in them is something about it just inspires me and gets me going.
Right.
And I was chasing the money from my book too.
Right.
And it really, that whole experience of being on the world, just in the world, just traveling like that, really taught me how to live intentionally and without all these things. I literally became a minimalist damn near instantly, and learned how to completely, all the way, move around the globe with a suitcase and some books.
So, where are some of the fabulous places that you were able to
Throughout the
travel
United
to?
States. So California, Las Vegas, Nevada, Arizona, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, North
Lovely.
Carolina, South Carolina. It's so many places.
And you just up and
Just up and made it and put it together in my head and said, this is what I want to do. And here we go. And it was a decision.
it was very intentional. I
Yes.
love that. So, for anybody, because that's fabulous to me that you did a book tour like that. I'm just like, wow.
You know what? So this is the thing, right? A lot of people, we get mixed up into these different avenues when it comes to spirituality and religion. And whether you, even in the religious side of it, all of it starts with spirituality though. So if it starts with spirituality, why not let's just focus on that part, since that's the core of it in the first place.
And I always say I'm spiritual without being religious. I
Same.
believe in a higher power, but I don't subscribe to any one particular religion like that and
Same.
their particularities, right?
Yeah. Look, I done lost my train of thought a little bit. I forgot what I was gonna say. For real, I really forget.
That's okay. This is gonna be edited like crazy anyway. Doesn't matter. And I can't play it back without losing
Okay.
us. Yes. So we were talking about your book tour, and you said it really starts with spirituality. Like you stepping out on faith almost.
Oh,
And you stepping out on faith for this book tour.
yeah. And I brought the spirituality thing up because I looked at it like this. When I was growing up, of course, in my community, we learn about like the Bible and King James Version and the story of Jesus Christ and all of that. So throughout my time of just growing and experiencing things, you got one group of people that say, this person's name is Jesus and this entity name is God. And then you got somebody else that say, well, we call it Mother Mary, or we call it blah, 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 all these different names. Well, I looked at it like, okay, when I was growing up, people used to call me Tony because my name Antionette.
Right.
My family called me Tony.
Right.
Then when I went to this area, these people called me Red. when I got this age. Then when I started doing music, these people called me Ready Red. And then when I
Right.
went over here, these people called me this. So
Right.
what I found was spirituality and teaching people how to connect to their core. I needed to do it in a way that whatever group of people I was with could
Referencing. Right.
understand what I had to say.
It was
And
universal.
yep. And they weren't gonna be the people that was necessarily riding in the most luxurious car or sitting in
Right.
the corner office. And
Right.
they were going to be people that were in places that I myself had been, whether I was there today or I had been there yesterday. They were going to be in places that I had been and walked in the shoes. They were walking
Already.
in the shoes that
Right.
I already walked in.
Right.
So I purposely went in different places around the world where I ain't know nobody, or I did know people through the internet, but not
Right. Right.
necessarily like know them.
Right.
And I just took a chance on me, the message that I was given,
Given.
and how I could help myself while helping other people with whatever they was dealing with, just through the bond, the connection, the words that was given to me that became my affirmations, that became the pages of this book. And that's what I did. So I was at liquor stores selling books. I was at the gas station selling books. I was in parks at wee hours of the night having conversations with these random hood people. And I'm saying hood people because I'm from the hood too.
You used
You
to.
know,
Right. 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 So
and that's just how it was. It was a
Right.
really it was something special about this journey because it taught me a lot about myself. I thought
Mm.
that when I started it, people was like, "You're about to impact so many people," but no, these people impacted me. It was a bigger
It was
impact that they had on me than what people think that I had on them, because that whole "it starts with I" book tour was really me finding myself. I really had to do some work, more work, because I thought that I was good, baby. I was already a life coach, and when I went through the life coaching certification, you have to do the work on
on
yourself
yourself and open
that
up.
you do for your clients. So I
Right.
thought I was good. So when I experienced that icing on the cake of seeing him with that woman, what my self-reflection portion was, what about myself got me
Right.
feeling like I feel like this just because I seen him with another woman? Like, why I feel like this? I'm like, girl, you need to fix something. Girl, you need to take care of this. This is
Right.
not
Work
what
on
you need to
yourself
be.
and see
Right.
where that takes you.
Yep. So that's really how the tour came about, and that's what it was. It was
I
a
love
great
it.
experience. I'm about to do it again with this next book, and I have to, because like literally my life instantly is different, and I need the travel experience because I need to do some healing on myself. And while I'm doing that, I may as well share my message, share my journey with whoever come in contact with me, because you ain't no telling where they at in their journey. We all are hurting from different things. Most of the time it's the same thing. Even if you not directly, if it's not in your household. Girl, before this happened with
Hmm.
with him, when I
Right.
look and see this stuff on the news, I be crying with these people sometimes.
Because you're
Yeah.
empathetic to that. Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I might as well share it while I figure out what's next, because
Got it.
it definitely is a new transition that I'm walking into,
You
figuring out what it's
know
gonna look like.
what I might even suggest that you do is film it. Film your travel next time. Even if you do it just like a vlog and you're filming yourself, I think the interaction between you and the different people that you come in contact with that would
Mhm,
be amazing. Like,
mhm.
I think that hearing reading it is one thing, but to actually hear it or to watch it, I think that would just be
And
incredible
I
for
feel
your
you
mental
there.
journey.
Yeah, because I left a lot of what my people been telling me. They was like, girl, you left so much money on the table. Because I'm like, y'all, it really wasn't about the money. I literally was trying to do some work on myself. So I did get some footage of people that was buying the book and making connections. But girl, some of these people, like, I was bumping into people who are influencers and celebrities online, but baby, they was fucked up
That's what I'm okay.
behind
So
the scenes. So
that's what I'm
I
talking
didn't want to showcase
about.
them in that way.
That's what I'm talking about. This time you need to have like a wingman or something with you that can
You
take
right. Everything.
everything. When
You
you
right.
waking up in the morning, Antoinette, how you feeling this morning? I don't know. It's kind of bullshit. I'm tired from last night. I've been upset about that, whatever you thinking about. You know what I mean? Your reflections on who you talked to the day before. You know what I mean? All that, the
Yeah.
random, the randomness of bumping into different people, and letting them know, hey, we're on this, healing trip around the world, or around the country, and do you mind if we, if you're filmed for this, you know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
might want you to blur out their face, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hear you. I
I,
feel that.
I see your wheel. You rocking. Well, I would mean your creative wheels is spinning.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
see you. I
is.
see you. I see you.
It is.
I see you. I see
It
that for
is.
you. I see that for you. Because I think that it's a documentary.
Yep. Yep.
You
And
can
and we have the platforms to showcase it and distribute it, once it's put together. But honestly, girl,
I know it
we
sounds a
we
lot.
be no, that's not what where I'm even going. Because, like, branding is my thing, and in business they want us to show up this certain way. But I'm here to say, fuck that shit. Excuse my language.
No, you
Real,
got to
like,
show
this
up
life
how
is
you.
actually real.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with the raw version of it all.
Right. Right.
Like, the editing is great because it takes out the bull parts that we don't need. But
Right.
for real, like, some of the things that I saw and experienced while touring, girl, I stayed in a mansion while I was in California, right? This mansion while I was there for my tour. And literally was on the news because a dude was running from the cops, like some LA stuff we see on the news. And he done tried to come in the house, couldn't get in the house, and came, hopped the fence. And I'm getting out the shower
Oh,
and ain't got no clothes. Like, literally. And that was
that's
just
the
a funny
movie
moment.
stuff.
Oh, exactly. That's just a funny moment. But there was so many different experiences and things that happened that you just they just impactful. They just impactful. That's why I want to do it again, because this time is even more intentional than that time.
That's what I'm saying. Now that you know what it's like, what it can bring, the healing it can bring to yourself, and the
Mm-hmm.
healing with the words that you can bring to the other people that you meet, that you're touching. I see this. I see this for
Girl,
you.
I need help. I can't do it by myself.
I know.
I've
I see it.
tried to do a lot of stuff, and I've even put creative businesses that require you to have other people, and I had to sit them down because some people just not dependable like that, and not even to take away from from looking at it negatively.
Right.
Everybody don't have the gift that you have, and for me, not only do I get these ideas and the plan, but stuff come kind of
Yes.
fast. I can move at a rate that everybody can't move. So it might not even necessarily be that they not dependable. Shit, they just might not can't move as
On
fast.
your okay. So
Yep.
yes, and I have that issue too. I'm extremely impatient. Like that's like there was like a picture in the dictionary next to the word, I'd be like me, like totally impatient. So I feel you on every single word you just said. So I've run into problems with dependability as well. And this is some of the stuff that I was told, like the feedback, positive criticism that I got back was, okay, so you have to set literally like deadlines and timelines.
Yep.
And you have to
Absolutely.
give good
Clear instruction.
directions to whoever it is that is doing this. So if you need to be micromanaging and you need to okay every step, you need to let them know, once you get to this step, come back to me. Once you get to this step, come back to me. Or if that's not your style, once you get, if you're giving them a design, get 3 to 4 designs to me by Friday, and then I'll choose from what you've done. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you give them the colors, you give them the idea, and you give them creative license. So part of it is being impatient. The other part is trusting.
Yes, girl.
Is trust
Hmm.
is trusting. And I say that because it's like it's your baby. And
I
you
tell people
wanna
all the
like,
time, your business is not your baby, though. Stop looking at your business like
but
being
I
your
say
baby.
it that, but the way you react to it when you're trusting it with other people, or trusting that other people are going to do right by you, is the same way you trust
Yeah,
in that nanny to take care of
yeah,
your child, that they
yeah,
not going to beat your kid up,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's why I use the baby analogy, is because you're not as trusting. You want to see everything. How many people got nanny cams and they watching the daycare camera, because somebody watching their kid, they still want to see what's going on,
Right,
right? That's the
right.
same thing in your business. Even though you got somebody else doing the work, you still want to see what's going on. So you have to know yourself and know what your management style is.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
when you were an employee, did you want that manager constantly
Okay,
breathing
okay.
over your shoulder? Or were you like, damn, back up and let me do my job? Well, are you doing that to somebody else? So it's trusting and patience. It's twofold,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
I agree with
Um, but you also have an out. It's called fire their ass. You
you.
don't
Look, if you
have,
have,
if what you're doing is based on performance.
then performance is what you need to be receiving. Great performance. And if it's not,
Well, I thank you for your time. You know what I mean? But these are not the designs we're looking for. You know what I mean? And, or they do better, however you work that, but you have to give clear delineation,
you do.
really, when it comes to working with other people. So, I want to go back to this book though, because I want to go back to some of these affirmations real quick, because you listed how many of them?
There are different categories. There's the
Or how many different categories? Yes.
self love, mindset, business, wealth, money, and growth.
So that's 6.
Yep.
Throw something out a little to the people.
Everything I do is done with love. If it cannot be done with love, it is not for me and does not deserve my time, attention, or energy.
How many times do we, in our personal life or in our business life,
Do things we don't love?
come upon an opportunity, or we get asked to do something and we're just kind of like, it ain't for me? But
You do it anyway.
especially if it's for your significant other, your children, your family, a
Some
good
money.
friend, money, yes, but that's not. Ooh, that's bad, because when you chase that money, you will do anything. You're gonna trick yourself off. You're gonna trick your business off for that money.
Yep.
And how many times do we do stuff that makes us unhappy? just to make somebody else happy or smile or whatever.
Yep. That's what that's about. Down to
Very
everything. Everything matters.
true.
What you see, what you hear, what you say to yourself, who you surround yourself around. Because the thing is, like, you could be in a room and be surrounded by a bunch of people and not be focused on them. But guess what? Your brain can hear it. Your ears can still hear. So you're still catching what's happening around you.
Taking
So
it in.
you got to be in healthy environments. You need to be, the tagline, for my company is giving our clients a safe space to elevate. You need that. That's everything. That's everything. Like, that goes inside of you, that's around you, and you got to choose that for yourself.
I agree with that
I'm
wholeheartedly.
guilty, just like a lot of other people, of allowing myself to be in situations that aren't 100% a safe space for me to elevate.
How many times do we put ourselves in actual situations where we know damn well
You
we
don't
don't
need
need to be there? And
Yeah,
it can be as something as simple as, we don't need to be out running a marathon in the back alley at 3 o'clock at night. It could be something as blatant as that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it could even be something a little less blatant as, um, opportunities that come your way. I've had, and I'm sure that you've run into situations too, Antoinette, as a female business owner. I'm sure you've run into a lot of testosterone.
Mhm.
And I've run into a lot of opportunities that were really, the wolf under that little Red Riding Hood.
Absolutely.
And I really had to be discerning, and I had to come back to self and be like, all right, self, if you do dot, 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 what's going to happen? You know what I mean? With your business, what's going to happen with this part and this part. And I had to be like, that opportunity isn't for me. I have to pass that up.
Yep, yep.
And it's a little hurtful because you're like, damn, it could have made some money off of that.
Been there, done that. Mhm.
But in the long run, my business integrity, I felt was at stake. You
I
know,
agree. I've been there. It's been a lot of situations where I could have grown faster with certain things, like instantaneously, but it came with other stuff too. And
other
yeah, and then too, especially when my time in the music industry, I learned a lot about that as well. So, like, now doing business with with the companies I have now, it's just way different, and it's just certain stuff you already like. You can smell the bullshit before it
because
even
you've
goes.
already been exposed to it.
Yeah.
What's coming. So are they really that shisty where, like Suge Knight hanging Vanilla Ice over over the balcony, you know what I mean, and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff? Are they really I think what Meg the Stallion, she only made like what 1,500 or something off of her whole album. You know what I mean? Her first whole,
Mm.
because of shady deals, or you know what I mean? Like, is it
Mhm.
really that cutthroat and ridiculous?
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this: in every industry, whether we talking about music, we talking about marketing, you're talking about media, whatever you're talking
That's
about, it
true.
exists in every industry.
That's
You
true.
know,
That's
the
true.
best thing that you can do to armor yourself is educate yourself on every level in the industry that you're going in. And it ain't gotta be a thing that you doing to make money. You just want to know about it so that you can be aware of what that actually looks like when it's done right, so that when it's being done wrong, you know the difference. um you know, we don't always have time to go and learn everything we need to know about our industry because we working in it, and that's why we hire people. But certain aspects of things, like at least the basics, you kind of want to
A
keep it
gist, an idea
right,
of what
right.
you're.
You know, and in everything, it go down to words. Words are the most important thing that you need to understand. And I say understand because we speak in a language that don't even really belong to us right now anyway, right? But in business, we got to know their lingo because the words that they use is it matters to what's going to transpire and what happens with the business you're conducting with said entities.
I agree wholeheartedly. So, and I'll even jump on how, it starts with I, because I'll say this. I talk about whenever you decide to start a business, you have to discover first whatever your passion is going to be. If you're
Mhm.
passionate about something, you pretty much are going to dive in and know, you know what I mean, all about if you're.
Okay. I feel you, but let me ask you this.
Okay.
Before the passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's change that P to the problem that you solve.
Mm.
Because you can start a business that has nothing to do with your passion, but it's a problem that you can solve, and you're going to push the business because it can make you money. It's not necessarily about the passion. And when I say that, you know how you have investors that get into business because they got money. They sometimes don't even know much about the business that they own. It's somebody else's dream that they
Right.
funded, but because
Right.
it makes sense and can make money, they like, okay, yeah, we could do that. So I'm saying that to say that it don't necessarily have to only be passion, but it does always need to solve a problem.
Okay. So I'm going to come back at you
Okay.
and I'm going to say, what about an artist?
Like singer or painter or
That. They ain't
they solve
solving
problems.
nobody. What
Yes,
problem?
they are.
Okay, yeah, but it still is an underlying passion of the person. So if your underlying passion is just to be an investor, then you're going to invest in different companies because that's your niche. That's what you're good at. That's what you're passionate about.
I hear
And I
you.
only say that because, okay, so for example, if I decide I found this gushing geyser in my backyard, right? And this should be pumping out all kinds of great water. And I'm trying to sell this water. And it can totally make me a lot of money, but it's not really my thing. It's just like I got a geyser in my backyard, right? When it gets difficult to push this item and get it out there, my creativity is going to start slowing down because I'm not as passionate and full throttle behind this. I'm full throttle and passionate about the money. And so pushing this product, I may not push it properly. I may push it fast and buddy up with somebody that's not right. I might, push it too slow. I might give it away for free. I might undercut. Why? Because I'm not really passionate about it, because I don't know much about it, because I don't really care about it. I just care about the money that was coming in.
Okay.
So you're going to go to the highest bidder when this shit gets hard because you tired of this water because you wanted to sell lipstick.
In
So
reality.
that
Mhm.
push isn't there, that wholehearted attempt, you're going to half-ass it, is what I'm saying. You tend to half-ass something that you're not fully full throttle behind. You may be behind the idea of the selling of something, but you're not behind the idea of the water.
Water itself. Mm-hmm.
And you got to be passionate about the whole thing. Girl, I should be able to tell you, ooh, at 32.3 degrees, it's the best chilled water, and you can do this for your. I should be able to tell you everything about this motherfucker. But because I'm not passionate about it, I don't really care. I just care the money that is coming out there. You understand the difference?
I
Like what
do.
I'm trying to get at?
I do. I do. I get you. I still feel that
I
though.
should like, but no.
It's, I mean, it's for me.
I
I
got you.
think that the business that you start it's always should be solving a problem for your ideal client or customer. I care more about the problem that you solve over if you passionate about it. You
Right.
know, and that's my perspective.
Right.
That's
But
just
then are you a serial patenter? A serial problem solver? Are
you
you
can
just
be depending on
addicted
it.
to
It depends on the individual you're talking about.
Right.
You know, because you can. Okay, so I can flip it around and say, like, if somebody I know that created some type of something just because they wanted to create it, but the thing they create, it doesn't solve any type of problem
Right.
in any way. Am I just finna just buy it? Probably not. Because if I
Right.
don't see how it's gonna do something in my life, it's not that I don't want to support you. It's just that I
Right.
choose to get things that serve purposes in my
Well,
life.
it's see a need, fill a need, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then I could turn around and say, but there is a niche for people who
Who
only like red lighters. And just
absolutely.
because you don't make red lighters,
Absolutely.
it ain't for you, right?
Absolutely.
So it is finding, instead of saying your passion, maybe we'll say what makes you tick,
Same. I feel
what
you though.
piques your interest, but it's got to be a pull that's strong enough that makes you want to do it and see it through to completion. And
Yes.
I say that because
Absolutely.
how many people start? Do you know that serial entrepreneur that they started and stopped 100
Yep.
million businesses because they don't know what they want
They
to do?
want to
They done
do.
sold Avon, they sold lashes, they sold jumpsuits. Now they back to Mary Kay. Now they doing Tupperware. You know what I mean? They detailing cars. They got a lawnmower service. You know what I'm saying? They all over the map because they haven't figured out their lane yet.
Mm-hmm.
Some
I
people get addicted to just starting businesses.
and look, sound like that person, that's what they niche is. The business starter. Get you going.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be perfect for that
Yeah.
hustler type person to get that.
Yep,
Girl, I think we
absolutely.
just started I think we just created a position. I
The
think we
business
just gave
starter.
somebody an idea.
Okay. For real. Because there's people that need just that type of help. Like they be wanting to do something but don't know what to do or how to get it going. And you come in, you organize it, get them straight. Next thing you know, they
There
moving.
you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Antionette, go ahead and let all these wonderful folks know how they can find you, how they can get in touch with you. They can get in touch with your agency. They can get that book.
Well, everything is inside of my link tree, which is linktr period ee / ask Ms Logan, AskMsLogan. I'm at AskMsLogan on all social media platforms, AskMsLogan.com. The AIM agency is aimforbrands.com. We are at aim for brands, the number 4, AIM, the number 4, BRANDS on our social media
I'm going to
platforms.
put all the links and everything in for everybody to get to because you've got a plethora, like a toolbox, I'll call it, that or you need to be in people's toolbox. How about that? You are the tool that needs to be into people's toolbox when they're like, oh, I need help with that. Let me pull that Antionette tool out.
Ms Logan.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and ask Ms Logan. Let me get that Ms Logan tool out. That's exactly. And in your toolbox, you have a whole bunch of stuff going on that you can pull from.
Listen, media, so TV, PR, magazines. I mean, there's no question that you can ask me about your business that I cannot give you solid information and answers that you can implement and see some type of elevation and growth immediately. And it doesn't matter that
tagline.
Your information highway to destination elevation is the AskMsLogan tagline. With the AIM agency, we're your safe space to elevate.
To elevate your mind, elevate that company, that brand.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
When is your next guesstimately, when is your next book tour?
You know what? We're gonna have to I gotta put some things in motion, but soon, like once I finish, I'm not even 100% done with the book. Once I'm finished with it and get it out, I'll be looking to collaborate with other business owners and people who, you know, would like to tap into my network as I travel, because it can help me with the tour, and I'm gonna help you by putting eyes on your brand. And you know, I got some things in mind. I just need to organize it out first before I put a date.
Definitely. We're gonna keep connected, and y'all, I will definitely let y'all know. We'll see if we can get Ms Logan here to Atlanta, maybe up to Connecticut, maybe out to Ohio, maybe out to that DMV area.
Yes.
So she can go ahead and drop some wisdom and some knowledge, them nuggets, them gems on us, so we can elevate
together.
Because that's how I actually say one of my taglines for What's Poppin' USA is small business elevated.
Yes, I love that. That's beautiful. SBE, okay?
We vibing.
Yes, ma'am.
We vibing.
Look, and I've been wanting to ask you about that red lipstick that you held up. Like, hold up, what lipstick is that?
So this is from my girl out in Houston. Her name is Dr. Brace-Stitt, and this is Lotus Sensational Butters with the Z.
Okay.
And it's completely vegan.
I love it. I love
it. And this is called Romeo.
Yeah, I like that. That's nice.
Yes, I will go ahead and send you the link to her. So y'all can connect. All right, y'all. It has been a pleasure. Antionette, Miss Tony, as Ms Logan. I know I picked your brain and asked you all types of stuff, and I thank you for bearing with me today. I am so excited to see what your next book brings.
Yes.
And this next book tour. And I'm telling you, a documentary. I feel it.
Yes. It will definitely be interesting, because you know, when them cameras is rolling consistently, you see everything, you know, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly. And I'm certain that it's going to be a lot of that coming out of it, because I got some stuff to grow through.
Right. And I just think it would be so inspirational, just, you know, for people, like I said, not only to read, but to hear and to visualize. Girl, I see it. And I'm gonna hook you up with some of my production company buddies as well. Hook you up with some of my film festival buddies. You know, you never know. You can get a showing and all that kind of. Girl,
thank you.
Small business network. We network.
Yes.
We network, sis. All good things. All right, Antionette, it has been a pleasure, love.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Blessings to you, and we will see you next time.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.